Everybody else going to be ready on that count? All right. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
so we're 30 seconds back to the, but it'll be a few more seconds before I tell you to go.
When you point at me, that's when I'm going to take off, okay?
Yep. They're going to basically introduce.
Pizza's done.
Coming back from commercial, they'll talk for 10 seconds or so.
And they'll give out a 4-alarm fire as soon as you say.
Consider the mic hot.
They always are. Good morning. My name is Captain Patrick O'Toole. My last name is spelled O''T-O-O-L-E. I'm a captain with the High Point Police Department's Community Division. Yesterday, on the 24th, at about 01:30 hours, we had Miss Heddie Dawkins, Heddie-Dawkins, an 81-year-old black female, walk away from her home. She suffers from severe dementia. We were notified that she had left home yesterday early morning hours around 10:30. We started conducting operations on a search right about that time, and that search has continued till now. Yesterday we had approximately 80 officers from varying departments assisting us with this. We had officers from Guilford County Sheriff's Office, we had medics from Guilford County EMS, firefighters from High Point Fire, and we had air assets from the North Carolina Highway Patrol assisting us in the search. That search has not turned up anything at this point. We are continuing today's efforts. We are moving into a grid search in some heavily wooded areas, moving from East Chester back towards Deep River Road through the Greenway areas and the Piedmont Environmental Center. Currently, we are using drones. We have drones in the air that are actively searching. We also have components that are using ATVs, kayaks, motorcycles, bikes, and we have officers on foot. They are searching these areas. Right now, we have nothing to add other than those updated components of the search and expanding that into those heavily wooded areas. I can take any questions that you all have.
And explain the areas again that you'll be looking at. Kind of what greenways, you said wooded areas.
So we're looking at some of the heavily wooded areas. If you look at Oak Hollow Lake, some of the waterways from the lake, Deep River, I think it's called Bolding Branch. There are some creeks that we're going to traverse with kayaks. We also have units that are on foot in those heavily wooded areas. It's kind of hard moving through those areas. Some of those areas are very heavily wooded, and it's slow progress. But we have split those areas up from our search pattern. What we're looking at are 4 areas that, as I said, are heavily wooded. It is focusing around the area moving along those creek lines. Also in the Piedmont Environmental Center, the Greenway, it runs through the Environmental Center. Following that from Deep River all the way back to the area close to where she walked away from.
And roughly how many crews are helping assist today?
We have approximately 60 to 70 officers and agents from the government that are out working on this. And then, as I said, we have those other assets that are helping, such as the drones.
I know yesterday you all mentioned that you were concerned because she had fallen and hurt herself. What does that concern look like moving into day 2?
Well, obviously, one of the things that we were looking at is a photo, and what we saw was what we believe an injury that she may have had. And any injury, obviously, that someone has when they're 81 years old is important. That's something that we would be concerned about. But because of the fact that she has been gone for so long, that obviously raises that concern. So we're looking to get to her so we can provide her that assistance that she needs.
And our family members, how are they doing? Are they assisting today at all?
We have people in contact with the family, and we're updating them if we were to have anything. I don't know exactly if they're actively involved. I'm sure that they're, we're keeping touch with them, but I don't know what part they might be playing right now.
I know you say you were focused on 4 different wooded areas. Explain why you were focused on those specific parts.
So in yesterday's search, kind of what we were doing was we were looking at areas where we could move rapidly and cover the most ground. And so areas like roads, trails, backyards, areas where we would not be encumbered by heavy brush or waterways that we would have to traverse. So we covered a lot of ground yesterday that was easily accessible to us and that we could move freely. Today we have looked at these areas because we couldn't do that yesterday. So we're looking at these heavily wooded areas. Obviously where we checked, we didn't locate Mrs. Dawkins. So we're expanding our search into those areas because that's stuff we couldn't cover yesterday. And so we're moving into that type of search now.
Anything you'd like to say to the community? Do you want their help in any way?
Well, again, one of the things that we really are hoping for is that if you live in this area, a review of any security footage that you may have on cameras, Ring doorbell cameras. If you saw someone matching the description of Mrs. Dawkins that we put out yesterday, if you would contact the High Point Police Department, you can either call 911 or you can call our non-emergency line, which is 336-883-3224. And if you will call them and tell them, hey, look, I've got some footage on my security camera, or I think I saw this woman yesterday, what we'll do is we'll either call you by phone or dispatch an officer to come to you and take your statement. That may help us in our efforts. We do need the community, while I appreciate their help, we have equipment and we are using efforts that sometimes well-intended people being there may get in the way and may thwart some of those efforts. So really what we were asking is right now, if you see something, call us. If you know something, if you'll review that footage. But currently we are not using help outside of government help because of the type of work that we're doing. We can't have all those people in that area. It may cause more problems than it causes assistance or provide assistance. Anything else? What we're hoping for is if we get any other information, we'll update you either through our social media posts or through a media release. And I believe our next possible would be around noon. If we don't have anything, we probably will let you know that as well. Okay. Thank you very much.
Stella, as always, sir.
Thank you very much on timing. That's
No worries.
perfect. It does, if you could ever get it out.
That's awesome.
So, Judge, do you expect the press release in the New Beach area?
That's
Or to keep an eye on Twitter and that kind of
one
thing?
thing.
Yeah, if we
Do you
don't-
have any other details on her injuries?
It'll probably be